Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 2010 horror film, Insidious.
Hey, sweetie? He's not in a coma. I don't know what to call it.
I want to leave this house.
What is it?
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Insidious starts April 1st, rated PG-13.
Insidious stars Patrick Wilson, Lynn Shay, Ty Simpkins, and Leigh Whannell, and it's directed by James Wan. The story of Insidious is about a family who, shortly after moving into a new house, discovers that dark spirits has possessed their home, and their son has inexplicably had fallen into a coma. To escape the haunting and save their son, they move again only to realize it was never the house that was haunted. So I just got done watching this movie yesterday for the very first time. I never seen Insidious or any of its sequels, so it was a film that was directed by James Wan. I really so far like him as a director. This is probably my first James Wan movie I've ever seen. Only ones prior is the Saw movies he worked on and Dead Silence. Which I did do a review of Dead Silence. If you want to see what my thoughts were on that film, you could check the link below. So, what did I like about it? Honestly, most of the movie is pretty good. I really like the characters. They're all really relatable and likable. I really like the family here. The acting's done pretty well. Like, I really like the acting in it. I even like the paranormal investigators. I like the fact that there's no jump scares in this movie. I mean, there's some, but it's nothing like predictable in that. It's not like, like a cat jumps out of a dumpster or something like you see in the original Halloween 2. Nothing like that. I like that doesn't rely on those cheap scares that much. Like, when it's especially quiet and it's trying to get it, become all creepy in that. It is genuinely uneasy. Like, I felt creeped out throughout the whole thing for the most part. And I can't say that, that normally doesn't happen for me with horror films. So, yeah, it does have a genuine unease factor to it throughout most of the movie. And honestly, I like the ideas James Wan set up in this movie. I really do. What did I not like about this movie? Honestly, like I said, there are some jump scares in here, and it kind of does this loud kind of sound, like not a loud bang sound, but it's like kind of annoying, like almost about as annoying as if it was a bang sound. And if I directed this film, I probably would have not had jump scares at all. Like, let it build more and more tension to where you're so uncomfortable throughout the whole thing. And because when James Wan was doing that in the movie, it worked great. Actually, I felt uncomfortable almost. Like, I was really on the edge of my seat. I also thought some of his ideas and concepts, while they were interesting, I felt like it was either not explored well or not executed well. I mean, there could have been so much he could have done with that. I'm not sure if that's explored in the sequels, and if so, I'm not sure they would have been explored as well as if James Wan did those movies, but I digress. Also, I would say, I get where he was coming from with the color grading and that when it gets creepier, the color grade starts to change, even during the day scenes, and I get that. I just didn't like the color grading choices he made. It, for the most part, looks flat and gray, and yeah, and especially if you're trying to make, even during the day scenes where it's you're supposed to feel warm and fuzzy, it's just gray. There's only one shot in the movie during the day scene that I was like, okay, that actually looks nice. If you had done that at first, then yeah. The night scenes are okay. I still think the interior of the house is like, I don't know, could use a little bit of something. And I may actually try to take shots from this movie and recolor grade it so I can show you what I'm talking about. I may probably do a separate video on that. So I had a problem with that. I mean, I get where he was coming from, but it's just something I would have not done. Another thing is, I do like the idea of the fervor. The fervor. It's like a dimension where the dead reside, and there's this whole thing where you could basically, your spirit, could basically, I don't know, it's kind of confusing, but just watch the movie so you know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, all that stuff is really interesting ideas, and I didn't honestly like the design of the fervor. I really didn't. It seemed just so boring, actually, and I get it, but I felt like there could have been so much more he could have done with the design in that. There is a demon in this movie, that is trying to get after, Ty Simpkins' character, and actually possess his body, and, yeah, the demon, in my opinion, it's okay design, but I just felt like it wasn't, A, it wasn't scary, B, when you first see the demon design with, like, its face in that, I'm like, I didn't know Darth Maul was in this movie. That's what I seriously thought, like, that's freaking Darth Maul, basically. And, honestly, I think Darth Maul would have been a scarier demon than that thing. And honestly, James Wan does throw a twist ending in this movie, which I'm not going to spoil. Just watch the movie. Like, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it to see how it ends. But I don't know. To me, it just it felt very weak, and I saw it coming, and I was like, wait a minute. He did the exact same twist ending in this as he did in Dead Silence. And in that movie, I could see it coming from a mile away. So, I'm going to give Insidious a 4 out of 5 stars. Is it perfect? No. There's definitely some issues I had with it that if I had directed this movie, I would have changed some stuff about it. The stuff that works really works well, and I really like the stuff that they did for the most part. I mean, I really like this film. I don't think it's James Wan's strongest movies. Honestly, for me so far, if I were to do a ranking video, which I may do that at some point, a ranking video of all of James Wan's movies, so far it's Dead Silence is the best one I've seen so far, then Saw, then this. Not to say this movie was bad or anything, I just thought it was okay, and the stuff that was really good about it, again, was really good. I just had my own personal issues with the film. But I am interested in checking out the sequels. I will say that. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.